Hello and welcome back to Vintage Story on the Foraging Time server. I've got my second batch of flax done because I've got a little armor. Finally done about that. A couple little items from a ruin. So I got a couple little extra wearables. Don't usually try to go for a certain theme, but you know, I kind of just get with whatever I'm dealt with when I find those things. Maybe a few interesting items. Got this blueprint, which I like, since we are by the water. So you can do a bunch of interesting things with it, make it cheaper, but I want the figurehead. I haven't bothered doing anything with it, and we got the K-Puck over there, so we can make that whole boat out of that color. Got some of our copper stuff going. Got Pete from PB, because I had not been able to find any of that, so he was generously dropped off a bunch of that, and we got a little bit of brown coal, which it's a little bit of ways, but there's a couple locations of it, so I think there'll be plenty of it. I don't need to do too much. Just charcoal for some other things. Found a few bits of things that I've been marking around to keep an eye on. But definitely wanted to get this reheated so that we can eventually get our anvil going. There's also a couple places like over here. I don't know what this is. It looks like maybe another player, but I like to mark it down so I'm not like getting too close if it's another person's stuff. So we'll keep an eye on that to get that going. I want to get it up to temperature just because I haven't gotten a lot of the coal yet, and it's always cheapest to get your firewood or peat and use that up first. So we got a little bit of cassiterite, some copper. We'll need to get more of that we need if we want to do any tin bronze stuff. Now we can put one more, I think, in there, and then we can start putting in this coal. And, you know, for a couple ingots, maybe you can get away with 2. But for a whole anvil, it takes quite a bit. Also got a pit fire there for plug molds. We're going to need that to get stone. Got a couple tools already done here, and basically they're going to need to get that for next time. Did find a couple interesting little crystals in a ruin. Just a little bit more, a couple boxes. I figured it might be useful. And let's see, we got some strips going. That'd be really good for helping out. We got the anvil done, we got the plug mold, so we can start making that. PB also dropped off his friend, which is kind of creepy. Got peanuts, finally got some other things growing. I decided I'd try a couple pumpkins. I don't know, they're kind of hard to keep going, so I might just keep them there for decoration. And a pig did wander in the area, so I decided to trap him in and see if maybe some others might wander around. If I can get some food out here, they'll be attracted to it, so we'll see what happens with that. I'm not really good at capturing them. Let's see. Let's start moving a few things in. We can do with the carry-on mode. We can put one on our back and carry the other one in our hands, so to speak. And we've gotten a lot more of this filled in. I figured we don't need to be staying outside so much, so got a second floor still left to do, got the basement parts to do, but again was waiting on those plug molds so that I can get some rock and stuff down there, because, well, one, if it's a cellar, I want to have it be rock anyhow. And then we'll need to get stairs, of course, down that direction. And we're getting almost out of food. Probably be best just grab some fast food, which in the next update will be quite different. So I think I like it, and I probably also won't like it at the same time. But we'll see how that goes. Each update will have some added challenges. there we are. I got the rest of the wood put in. Got the roof because I had all the maples just making the shingles, you know, nothing fancy. Do have a little bit more of the daub to try to get, so I just kind of laid stuff out. Of course, all the windows, of course. But some more clay and daub and stuff to finish that out. And did find resonance in a little ruin. A little small ruin, and I usually don't find those, and usually don't do anything with those, but do have a lot of the walnuts still left over, so I could figure out what to do more with inside here. I jump up here. So here's the second floor. I decided to make this window a little bit different, and of course if it wasn't rainy you could see a bit better around here. But we'll have to get the rest of the daub in, and also thinking of some sort of like wooden accents in the scene, like maybe like a whole log or something that kind of runs the length of it. Maybe do it in these quarter log type of things. So we'll have to figure that out as well. And then start working on a little bit of chiseling. That comes a little bit later on. And what to do with the rest of the flooring, and maybe a little divider or something there. Did get the stairs in, and I've been getting the plugs and getting the stone. PB moved his friend downstairs. Still kind of scares me each time. But I had also worked on getting the mortar, since we had limestone in the area. That was really easy to do. This will be the wall that'll be covering up the wooden beams, and then the rest of that will be the cellar. And I think at some point I'll have like a stairway kind of coming down here. Gotta do a bunch of trim work on the outside, and I think also I need to do a little bit of like extra trim for the like extra shingles. Like you can make half shingles on the sides. So I'll have to figure out which places I can do. Like that's got a half shingle. And then maybe something in the front, or maybe I'll do like some wood beams. Here, let's stick this guy right in there. That'll work better. Fill in that hole. And yeah, I'll have to fill in the rest of the little bits. Alright, so got more stuff going in the garden just to kind of keep up and get more seeds going, because the more you plant and pick it up, you might get more seeds out of the whole thing. So cabbages are doing pretty good. I had a whole bunch of deer come in, no other boar, but I did have goats. And I thought, well, I haven't done goats before, and a pair decided to jump in, a male and a female. So I was like, okay, guess we're gonna do goats now. And I'm slowly expanding the area so that hopefully they'll kind of like spread out a bit, and maybe if something happens like lightning or something, they don't all die. But we also need to get up with our skeps, and it's been relatively easy considering that I could do the cattails or the papyrus, since the papyrus is pretty prolific in the lake here. But I have collected some of the cattails from the other little pond that the actual crops are growing in and moved them to that one. So we got the quarter log edging done, and it worked pretty good except for here. Because it was one log going up and down, I couldn't put another one in. It wouldn't allow me to do that. And corner logs are not chiselable. So, got the rest of the stone finally put in down below. Also visited our handy mansion. I had gone back there and took the windows. I don't want to do all the windows on there, so I gotta figure out what to do with the bottom half of the window. I don't want panes or something. I'm gonna have to chisel something and see how that works. So we're gonna need to do some candles here at some point, so we can get some torch lanterns. We got 6 of them here, and I still have plenty of flax left over. And now instead of crafting the candles, we're gonna have to just cook them up and make a dirty pot out of it. So that's part of the reason why I decided to have 2 pot spots here. Don't need the stuff there, so we can move that firewood over. I'm probably not going to need all of that. I also got a clay oven, so that I found, which was very useful because I was like, oh, it's hard enough to find fire clay, and I'm going to need fire clay for all the bloomeries that are going to need for glass and iron and stuff, so I was pretty happy to find that. This is quite a hazard, though, having this window here. So stuff likes to spawn either like down below or up above. So I kind of like, it's not quite secure, but that's okay. Once we get those candles done, I had picked up a little bit of that quartz just because I had the tin bronze pickaxe, and there's a couple of quartz deposits not too far away. And if you can't do the glass yet, you can do the clear quartz, and that will work out pretty well. So we can put that spare firewood over there since it didn't actually get used up. Yay. So that's going to be pretty simple. Candle, a few quartz, and the brass lantern. And I figured because I had the specific kind of metals, I would go with brass for around here, since brass is pretty useless unless you just feel like, you know, making signs. So it's a pretty good percent for both, but we'll have to make a little bit more of that. I think, do we use all of that? Actually, I think we might need one more. Okay, so that will be pretty good for just the plate. So I think that I will end up using pretty much all of it just to keep it consistent. I mean, I found a little bismuth and some reading and stuff, so I could do bismuth also, but since this place is kind of all one type of wood, and so this was weird. I did an oops. I had the wedge tool that Raleigh was helping me with, but I kind of like it, so I pushed it a little too far. I wanted the planes to all be on towards the outside, so it's closer to the trim. So I had moved all that and messed up a plane, but figured I might as well use it. So the rest of this is all the powdered flint. Gotta cook it, gotta grind it, and then with the other stuff, the other kinds of clay, we can make more fire clay, which is exactly what I need it for. So we're going to get into actual glass pretty soon, and hopefully I'll be finding some iron to deal with soon, because I only have so much of the tin bronze, unless I could find enough stuff for bismuth bronze. We'll see about that too. So I probably need a few of them on the inside for lanterns and a couple on the outside. And then I think for now I will just stick these torches down here, torch and torch holders. I don't think I have one in this room yet. No, let's just stick it above the door. It's centered and whatnot, so our little cellar working pretty good, so that peanut's not a problem. So we can easily take that with us, and don't really have to make meals unless I feel like it and I want to have like a couple nutrients to take stuff with me. Do have those cattails and such to make into more skeps. I might have enough there. Got our red clay is best to use because I might still need a little bit more of that blue clay, not sure. Okay, so So we got 2 of them. That'll work pretty good. Put our other stuff away. That is our clear quartz. We have enough to make another lantern. And so almost done with that. We got a couple more cattails to plant that I'd found at other places. So prospecting's been going okay. Not a whole lot of specific stuff, but as I start going west, because Dampus is to the east, I didn't want to go too far there, I did start getting hematite readings. So somewhere in here I'm gonna have to try to figure out and pinpoint where might be the best spot to look for that, and continue looking around in a few more places. But now we can pour this into our ingots, let it cool, and if you catch it quickly enough, when it's about 300 degrees, then you can go and heat it up, but we will heat that up later when we get a chance. Stick our coal in there for later so that we can then make our plates and hopefully make a few other bits of tools if we need to before we get onto the iron and get more charcoal and coal. We'll need that. But thanks for watching and see you next time.